This is exactly the order I would read Dostoevsky if I could go back and do it again. First of all, everyone seems to start with one of his major 5 novels, but I wouldn't. Instead, I would start with 2 short stories, those being White Nights and The Dream of a Ridiculous Man. I think White Nights is a great first read for Dostoevsky because it's short, about 50-ish pages, and for the most part easy to digest. Nothing in it is very complicated or abstract, and I think it's a great first glimpse into his narrative style and how he sets up and uses conflict to create these big, beautiful endings. After that, I would move on to another short story, The Dream of a Ridiculous Man. This one's about 20 or so pages, so even shorter, but this one really hammers in some of his most important ideas, whether they be philosophical, psychological, theological, and a lot of these truths are then covered more in his main novels, at least more in depth. So to me, it acts as a perfect sort of soft launch or prelude to the big stuff. Now that you finish those, I would get on to the big 5. Of those, I would personally start with Notes from Underground first. It's much shorter than the rest, about 100 pages, so it'll give you a good feel for the more philosophical and lengthy dialogues without being too overwhelming at the beginning. After that, I would suggest Crime and Punishment, followed by The Idiot. Now these two are both very lengthy works and will take a lot longer, but they are absolutely beautiful. For these, don't get disheartened if you get halfway through and feel kind of lost, or don't feel like it's clicking yet. Just power through and I promise you will find your way and you will understand the hype behind these books. Now after you finish these, I'd move on to Devils or Demons, which in my opinion can be the hardest of his main novels to read. I say this because there's a lot of intense political and philosophical writing, and the structure can be quite slow and all over the place at times, especially in the beginning. So be prepared with this one to take a little more time, but nonetheless it is absolutely one that once you read will become a favorite. And finally, I would finish with what I'm sure you can guess is The Brothers Karamazov. Now this is obviously his final novel and his magnum opus, and what many consider to be one of the greatest novels ever written. This book absolutely has it all and encompasses everything that he talks about, and in my opinion, it is absolutely worth saving until the end. It's essentially the perfect finale. Now there are, I believe, 8 more novels that he's written, and I'd be happy to go over those and where I'd read them. But for this video, this is exactly where I would start. I think this is exactly the minimum of what you would need to really get into Dostoevsky, and feel like you've really done your due diligence.